Nice to meet you all. My name is Meng from George Mason, and today I'm going to talk about my study, understanding the in Mandarin developments and insights from 1988 to 2025. So here is an overview. Firstly, I will talk about the definition of the, and then there has a brief functions of the. To better understanding the brief functions, there have some sentence examples and example analysis. And then we turn to the theoretical explanations because the le has different functions and different places in the sentence. So there has some challenges in understanding le, especially for the second language learners. And at the end is a conclusion and implication for the future study. So about the introduction to le is a frequently used particle in Mandarin Chinese. So in my study, I found most of the researchers define the le into a particle in Mandarin, and it serves various grammatical and discourse functions. It's because Mandarin Chinese is a very context-dependent language, so le has some influence about discourse and context. There has two primary uses. First is a spectral le, is a verb final, so it means le use after the verb. And then is a sentence final le is a discourse level. That means le is at the end of the sentence or at the very end of the sentence. So the research from 1988 to 2025 showed that le plays a key role in constructing information and connecting topics in the discourse. Its meaning can be shifted based on the syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. And those three linguistic branches can combine with language acquisition and language recognition. Uh, about the verb function to le, it marks completion or realization of an action and commonly appears after the verbs. For example, 我吃了饭. So 我 is I and 吃 is eat. And le is a marker, marks the completion of the realization of the action eat. So 饭 is meal. 我吃了饭. It means I ate a meal or I ate. And the second example, he bought two books. 他买了2本书. So 他 is he and buy is 买. And also 买 is bought in this sentence is because means the action has finished, is perfect. And two is 了. 本 is a Mandarin Chinese classifier of the book 书. So 书 is books. 他买了2本书 is he bought two books. So the le is after the verb 买 bought and means the action of the bought is completion and realization in this sentence and indicates a perfective aspect rather than the past tense. And we know like English has tense and aspect. For the le, it's more like a perfective aspect marker than a past tense marker, and often co-occurs with quantified object and result complements, and reinforcing the event boundaries. So it usually means the action has totally complete. And not keep going. So the function and the result predicate rather than just a tense marker. As we mentioned before, it's more like a perfective aspect marker than a tense marker. For the sentence final, it marks a change of the state or new situation. For example, 天黑了. So 天 it usually means sky and 黑 is dark. Le is at the end of the sentence. It means change of the state and new situation. The sky is change. The bright sky is changed into dark sky, and also 我走了. So le is at the end of the sentence. 我 means I, and 走 is leave. So 我走了 means I am leaving now. So I'm not if stay here and I'm leaving now means the state of the situation has changed. And it can indicate a speaker attitudes or emphasize affecting the conversational flow. The research suggests the sentence final guides a cognitive processing and helping listeners track the discourse changes and plays a key role in the turn taking in dialogue, often promoting the listener's responses. For the theoretical explanations, le is not a simple past tense marker. For example, perfectively le marks the situational completion rather than a time-specific past event. About the sentence final le, the pragmatic function signaling state that shifts all the opposite. So some researchers may compare le with similar aspect markers in Dutch and other languages and revealing shared syntactic rules. Um, there has a very specific structure of the for example, the double the structure means there has two the in the same sentence. The first one is after the verb, and the second one is at the end of the sentence. It integrates the event completion and discourse level relevance. Because the has a different functions, different meanings, and different structures, it has some challenges in understanding the for the language learners. So the learners often mistake the as a tense marker because when mentioned before, it's not only a tense marker, it's a perfective aspect marker. And ambiguity in placement and meaning leads to overuse or omission in the second language learners. And distinguishing the aspectual and discourse functions can be challenging, and especially for the non-native speakers, because the non-native speakers is not usually use the contextual cues to predicate whether learn should be used or not. And for the native speakers, it's intuitively use the contextual cues, but learners struggled without the explicit instruction. And teaching research suggests authentic materials such as movies and dialects and those like embedded learning environment can improve the acquisition. For the conclusion and implications, the is complex and multifunctional, spanning aspects, syntax, and pragmatics. And understanding the requires a contextual awareness because when the context it has changed, it maybe have a different meaning, or maybe the is not used in the same sentence rather than the fixed rules. It plays a key role in converting the spectral meaning and constructing the discourse. But the second language learners benefit from the context-based change, teaching, and exposure to the natural speech. And future research could explore like the cross-linguistic comparison and historical shift in the usage, because they can compare it with their first language, with Mandarin, and have a better understanding of the how the used as a particle in the sentence. And yeah, thank you for listening.